Hello everyone, today I would like to create a lake here. In order to do that, we need ice. But how are we going to get ice on this deserted planet? Well, we're going to pure pressure the planet into it. Literally with these drills. And for those who have been following the channel for a while, no, this joke is not getting old. And I'll make it every single time. Alright, we don't really have that much time to dilly-dally. From memory, once we hit the ice age, this entire crater will turn to ice. Now that's fine if we melt it later, however we won't have access to that for a little while yet. And if it's frozen over, there's no way for us to get these sulfur and silver nodes. I'm gonna try collect up as many as I can right now, which I will admit is taking a little longer than I'd hoped. Now the main problem is I don't really have any good storage solution. We only have this one. Now I think what we can do is turn the silver into silver wire, or most of it anyway. Then we just take all of this stuff off, drop it on the floor for now, and we rush back in. There we go, those are all the pieces, and let's get that out of here before we're frozen in ice. Watch it not actually turn to ice, and that has changed. Or I'm just misremembering. Oh, we have done it. Does it turn to ice? Hasn't yet. Alright, so maybe my fear was not as warranted, I suppose. So we now have to build the station launch panel. That is a recipe that we don't have yet, but should be in the analyzer. And it is right here, it's unlocked, nice. That is going to cost us silver, a glass and aluminum ingot. Alright, how do we get an aluminum ingot? Not in any of the ones we currently have. Which makes me wonder, I think we had another machine, right? The refinery. It requires aluminum alloy. Alright, well, back to the crafting station. Aluminum as well as iron. Alright, let's go gather up some supplies then. We already have the coordinates. We got it at that radio tower thing you see over there. And then uranium rod. Well, there's uranium around that tower too, so we can probably take it from there. It does look a lot more snowy than it used to, which is kind of nice. And again, I thought there would be a large ice pool as well, though. But maybe that changed to something else now. Alright, one refinery coming up. The question is, where the heck are we going to build this? I don't see myself using it a lot. I think I'm going to place it right here. That way we can just switch out the cables. Alright, aluminum ingot. I'm guessing that we just need some aluminum for this. Surprise, surprise. Two of them seem to be doing something. They're refining the aluminum ore. And there we go, an aluminum ingot. Would you take the wire? I already made the glass. We have to place this one inside. There we go. And now we have to install the coordinates, which are laying over here. And then insert the uranium rod, which I don't think we can do yet, right? No. Let's go over to the uranium, see if we harvest some of it, if we get the recipe for it. Yep, uranium rod discovered. And of course we need one more piece. There we go, uranium rod. Insert that. And then activate. And we're launching. That happens a lot sooner then. I hope it doesn't matter that all the cables are stuck to it. Imagine it pulling everything up to space. But to be fair, that would have been very strong cables if it did that. I'm pretty sure during the playtest, we went to space a lot later. Like after heating up the planet. If I remember right. Which I'm starting to question if I remember the same game. Because some things have been different. But here we go, off to space. The darkness. And we hook up to a space station. And this is where all the blossoms are. We can actually sit. Quite surprised. Let's see, some data recovery here. So they chose another path. Not escape, but continuation. Machines would go where humans could not. What are these? Batteries? Batteries? Bigger battery, another data. They changed me. Gave me new tools, new instructions, new purpose. They built many more of me. I became thousands, each carrying a piece of their hope. Oh, there we go, all the lights are on now. That's a little nicer. More data recovery here. We were taught to shape land, summon water, and nurture life. To prepare a world we might never see finished. And they will never see. They named us Blossom, because even after fire, something can still grow. A symbol of life beginning again. Huh, they have a jukebox. Does that actually work? Because I have the, like, soundtracks turned off. Like, the copyrighted ones anyway. It sounds like it's changing something. Alright, anyway, what we're doing on this ship is, as you can see on the side... Oh my god, do we have a little follower? Activate conference mode. Memory fragment received. Oh, that's pretty cool. Will it actually follow us, though? It does. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, yeah, we have to get the Seed of Life, which I thought we would get a little later after heating up the planet, but hey. They said they would watch us from the skies, that even if we could not hear them, they would be there. Then let's see, the bunny thing. He said, I found a small object he once held close. A toy meant for someone smaller than me. She used to hold it while resting. Now there's no one left to hold her. So I do. And that's pretty messed up and dark. I need a battery real quick. I'm sure there's some more around. I think we did have to power up some of these as well. Well, we require the master keycard and a bunch of dead blossom. Overwrite the panel. Yeah, here's some... Okay, we need to go back. I really need that power soon. Okay, I think I slurped up all the battery juice that we have on this place. Not ideal. Oh, never mind. There's much more in here. But it does show me that we kind of have to hurry with what we're doing around here. Terraforming analyzer. I don't think that's going to give us anything here, right? Nope. And what does this do? Space analyzer. I cannot actually interact with that. Let's see. Station override. Download the master key. Alright, master key has been downloaded. Even though that still says we need it, but alright. Together we worked, thousands of us together with humans, shaping a silent and barren world. For moments, I felt like purpose. Right, let's hope that there is some stuff here. There's some heating cores. And the heater blueprint. Nice. Open the vault. Oh, that doesn't seem good. Quick. Get the end of the demo. But I want to keep playing the game. Alright, recover the memory data. Then the sky burned and everything we were building fell into shadow. Oh no. Alright, well we got everything. Let's get the heck out of here. How do we go back? Just launch back with this thing? Alright, sweet. We have returned. All our cables are off though. Alright, first things first. Well, we actually still have the bunny, which is kind of interesting. But do we have access to... Yes, because I had the blueprint. Put the heater in there. We need copper wire. We can actually make 2 of them as well. And then we have the Seed of Life, which for now I'm just going to put here, because I don't think we can do anything with that. Well, let's see, why do we want the heaters? It's not really easily allowing me to place this, which is kind of annoying. And I can't read what the heck it says at the bottom there, so I don't really see what the problem is. Okay, I can build one over there. Area must be clear. I guess that's what the problem was. Alright, you know what, little dude? I'm going to disable follow mode. You can just do whatever you want here. And I need another extender. Alright, plug in both of the heaters. And I'm guessing, yes, the temperature is rising to minus 150 degrees Celsius. But with these, it should be a bit better soon. We are absolutely draining power, though. So I'm guessing this one generator is not keeping up, or oh, it's empty. Yeah, that would explain why. But that's fine anyway, because I was planning to do a regolith chunk run anyway for more power cells. Because I was expecting it to be empty soon. This happened a slight bit quicker than I thought. Now luckily it doesn't cost us any power in order to make these. Alright, I was wondering if we could use uranium rods, because they would probably be better. But they're only for rocket ships and nuclear generation, or power generation, which we don't have. Alright, just one generator isn't enough. We should soon get to solar power, so that should probably fix up a lot of this issue as well. And let's see if using the tier 1 generator will actually give us some power. It is not. Everything is slowly working though, we're just not gaining power. And we're also technically not super far off of wind generation. And we're almost done with pressure, at least in the demo. What I was thinking is I want to use this save file for the full game as well. So that's how I'm gonna, use it, I guess. Alright, we got power extender tier 2. That's actually pretty good. I also have the proximity charger, which is a great one to have. Because then we no longer have to use cables to charge ourselves up. Let's see, how much does it cost? Just a singular iron ingot, a proximity charger, power cell, as well as wire. It takes 0 power a second. That seems kind of weird. And I'm guessing it doesn't use it like all the time, which is probably what it means. Alright, I'm gonna try run the refiner as well. It actually works. Power in this game does seem to be kind of odd. Never mind, everything stopped. I guess we don't have power no more? Yes. Okay. I know in the playtest it didn't really matter much, as long as it's connected to some power source. But I guess that has been changed and fixed. So now you need the appropriate amount of power. Oh, temperature stage 2 has been achieved. I was just gonna go out and just gather up some supplies for another generator tier 2. But I guess if we can make the wind turbine, then that'd be better. It doesn't create a whole lot of power, but at least it does some. Other problem being though is we are completely out ourselves pretty much. However, we are going to need a bit of power in order to craft, so what I'm thinking of doing... So I'm just gonna disconnect these for now. Then we can build up some power again. I'm gonna deconstruct the tier 1 fuel generator. We're not really using it much anyway. And then I'm wondering, if I place down an extender, hook this up like so, and then hook that up to the battery, does that work like that? No, actually, it does work like that. Okay, good. So that means we can have multiple wind turbines and solar panels hooked up to this battery over here. Now let's place these in here. We need 2 of them. 2 of the aluminum ingots. But then we can create our first wind turbine. Alright, confirm, place it here. It doesn't actually seem to be working much. Yeah, the current wind is just way too low. Is there a way for us to see, like, where it's gonna get much more wind? I'm guessing on top of the mountain, right? It doesn't seem to be turning. You think wind just might not be a thing on this planet yet? Because it seems to be, like, all over the place. If you look at the little white swirly things. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. We might just need some solar panels instead. How far off are we from solar, though? Not super far. I think in the meantime, I'm gonna do some calculating here. Oh, there's an auto storage. That could actually be good. I'm not sure how to get a processing unit, but I'll look at that at some point. So if we destroy both our tier 1 drills, we can place down 1 tier 2. And that is a lot better than the 2 that we currently have. We would need some silver. There's 1 piece. Maybe we do need some better storage, man. Alright. I guess while we're in here anyway, may as well look at the processing unit. Chromium. I don't want to link this thing with Google Chrome. Alright, and disconnect this. Dismantle. And then we can place a tier 2 down. This will consume a lot more power though. It's kind of the only downside. The question is, are we still gaining power or are we losing power? It seems to be equaling out. We're not gaining any power, but we're also not losing power. And once we have solar power, we really need to get the batteries up, because then we can store a lot during the day. So hopefully we have enough during nighttime. Coincidentally, this is also the final stage that is currently available during the demo. And we're also not gaining any PA anymore. Right, not at all? Okay, so it might just be better then to just take this one off. I guess this is a way of making sure that people don't, like, overlevel, basically, before new updates come out. Alright, let's see. Solar panels, silver wire, and glass. I think I'm gonna have 2 of those at the very least, so I'm just gonna hook this one up to an extender. And we can place 2 solar panels down there. Good thing the ice hasn't formed in craters yet. I was looking at it, and that happens at a minus 130. I was also thinking, while we were going out this far, the game never really needs you to explore pretty much, which feels kind of weird. Like, the farthest we had to go so far is up to that radio tower for the coordinates for the space station. But there's so many buildings out there, and then there's those weird ore deposits too. I think once we have a better grasp on the power situation, that is something we should look at. We go out, we explore some of those bases. Because I think we also require power in order to open up some of those doors. Right, that's enough for 2 solar panels. Let's place those over here. There doesn't seem to be much shade during the day. Because shade also impacts how well these work. And that should basically be full power now, right? Rating 2 a second. Wow. Suddenly we're swimming in electricity. Of course, this only lasts until nighttime. But let's put on the second heater real quick and charge our vehicle while we're at it. We can actually swap them out and get a tier 2. Both takes 1 power cell. Yeah, I say we do that. Because the tier 2 can hold 4 times as much power. And that is kind of what we need right now. So how much does 1 power cell cost again? Sulfur as well as copper. Well, we have a ton of sulfur laying about. I think I'm gonna go take out the rover. I'm just gonna fill up my entire inventory with copper. Place these ones down. I'm actually wondering, right? If we hook this one up, can we hook up a battery to a battery? Yes. Okay, good. We can make an entire battery line. That's great. Oh, we achieved stage 3 in heat. Nice. Alright, that should produce a ton of power, or at least store a lot of power. What did we get here? Battery module? Oh, that's for the car, I'm guessing. Mining drones. Ooh. Also got a heater tier 2. I'm gonna see if that's gonna give us a ton more heat. It does seem to. Basically, I think same as before. We just remove the 2 tier 1s we got and replace it with the tier 2. As long as we have silver wire. But we do have 2 silver here. Right, and let's destroy. Again, this is going to require a ton more power. Also, this thing is massive. Oh my god, it's huge. Oh, what the heck is it doing? It's folding out. Wow, there's full-on animations for that. Alright, cool. Yeah, look at how fast heat is rising now. But we also have the mining drones. It's requiring gold wire and a processing unit. Okay, but we would need auto storages as well, I'm guessing then. Or its own storage, but I don't see much storage on this thing. Data recovery, that's just so we can read. I'm gonna replace the modular tier 1 batteries and place a tier 2 on here. That way we have 1 extra slot open, and we could probably do something else with that. Preferably place storage on it. How much does it cost? Aluminum alloy? Might even have an aluminum piece. Yep, we have one right here. And iron right here. Storage module tier 2. Looking at it, we're actually almost done with the demo. There's only 1 more stage in heat. Oh, but it does also probably mean, right, that... When is this? 35? Yeah, that means we are not able to get ice craters anymore in this version of the game. Oh, damn. I have to wait for an actual update. I guess technically that's good, because what I want to get is a bunch of these processor units, and then create a bunch of auto storages, as well as the mining drone. We're gonna have to find a couple items. We can get the tier 3 battery as well then. So that means in the next episode what I want to do is explore. Because there's a ton of bases, like there's some stuff over there. That's probably where we get chromium in the back there. You can see a large base there, as well as in the distance over there. We need to find gold and chromium. Hey, wait a second, what's going on over here? There is some water forming here. That's ice. That should not get here yet, but I guess it's going slowly. Oh, I guess this is more than slow. Okay, it should stop here now that we reach temperature stage 4. Right? Yes. It doesn't seem to go up anymore. That's good, so let's disconnect that. Now we have a ton of extra power to play around with. That's, I guess, the upside of this system. While we cannot progress any farther, we can get a lot of other stuff done. How much does the tier 3 cost? Literally just 1 more power cell, and it does... Wow, that's a lot more. What time is it? 5 PM? I kind of want to just take apart all of this. Yeah, you know what? We're not really using power anyway at the moment. Alright, let's place a couple tier 3 batteries down. Alright, there we go. Got another tier 3 battery. Hook that one up. The solar power is no longer working. I guess it makes sense because the sun is no longer out. Alright, I think with that, I'm going to be leaving it off over here. We froze over Mars. There is a lot of power generation happening. In the next episode, I want to start on clearing out all the bases that we see around here and set up some auto storage and drones, as those will help us out once there's a new update. So for now, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye everyone.